Today we're going to focus on the explanation part of your body paragraph. So we're going to be doing this, the blue part. We're going to be learning how to rewrite, reason, and refocus your reader on the evidence that you have used to support the claim in this paragraph. And finally, we're going to look at how to write your clincher sentence. When you're using evidence, you need to explain to your reader how the evidence supports all parts of your claim. And to do that, we're going to suggest you read your claim and create a list of questions that you need to answer in your explanation. And then we're going to show you how to use the details you learned in your reading or research to fully answer each of these questions for the reader. For this demonstration, we're writing a body paragraph for our argument about whether we should get rid of the penny. The claim we're defending is that we should keep making pennies because eliminating them will hurt the economy. And there's some other reasons, but this is the paragraph about hurting the economy. So my topic sentence is going to be, getting rid of the penny might cause inflation, which could harm consumers. Questions my readers might have might be, wait a sec, how are we going to pay for things that cost 98 cents if we eliminate the penny? How will getting rid of pennies hurt the economy? And what is inflation and how does it hurt consumers? In my evidence, I need to answer these questions. I'm going to start off by answering the question I think my audience will have first, which is how will we pay for things that cost 98 cents? Because that relates to the piece of evidence that I've chosen here. So as part of my introduction of evidence, I'm going to say, if we eliminate pennies, the lowest coin will be the nickel. We won't be able to pay 98 cents for something. We will have to round the price down to 95 cents or up to $1. Okay, so that's a little background about how we would pay for things that cost 98 cents. We wouldn't. Okay, we are either going to have to round down or up. Now, the article Keep Making Sense in Junior Scholastic states this. Here's my evidence. If businesses rounded cash transactions to the nearest nickel, they would likely round up, not down. Okay, my job now is to explain why the fact that if businesses round up, not down, why is that going to hurt the economy, and how does that relate to inflation and harming consumers? So my job is to explain how this evidence relates both to the overall claim and to my topic sentence. My next step is to do the three parts of my explanation. I'm going to restate, reason, and refocus. I'm going to do this restate, reason, refocus task with some sentence starters. I'm going to choose 2 to 3 starters per body paragraph, and the different starters sometimes restate, sometimes reason, sometimes refocus. There's a long list of them. They look like this. We'll show you the whole list in a minute for your notebook, but for now I want to show you how to use them. The first task is to restate the evidence in my own words, and to do that I'm going to use the sentence starter, the author is saying that. Now I'm going to paraphrase in my own words what the evidence says. I'm going to say, the author is saying that eliminating the penny will most likely result in price increases, not decreases. Now I need to do the most important step at all. I need to provide my reasoning or my explanation of why prices increasing supports us keeping the penny. So I need to say how it's, in my topic sentence I said that getting rid of the penny might cause inflation, which would harm consumers. So I want to show how this rounding up is going to harm consumers. So I'm going to use the sentence starter. This is important because the rounding up is important because, and I need to explain why it's going to harm consumers. I'm going to say because consumers will have to spend more money to get the same products if we do away with pennies. It's true that each item will cost at most 4 cents more, and that's not a lot. but it will add up over time. Overall, consumers' cost of living will increase. I've explained some reasoning of how rounding up will harm consumers, but when I get to this refocusing part, I need to make sure that I proved everything in my topic sentence. And if I go back here, I've already talked about harming consumers, but I haven't talked about inflation. So right now I need to talk about how rounding up prices is actually related to inflation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the sentence starter in fact. In fact, that's what inflation is, price increases. Inflation hurts consumers if they're still making the same wages, but they have to pay more for everything. What I've tried to do here is refocus my reader by saying that inflation is price increases, and I've tied that back to my topic sentence. So I've now shown that this evidence supports my topic sentence because it's going to cause inflation. I have just one thing left to do with it, which is the clincher. I have to connect the ideas in this paragraph to the overall claim. So what I'm going to say is that the inflation caused by eliminating pennies, that's, this rounding up is going to lead to inflation. That inflation would be detrimental to the economy. And I said that because, remember, originally my claim was that eliminating pennies would hurt the economy. And they're going to do this because inflation, which I have in my topic sentence of this paragraph and in my clincher sentence, and now I'm linking that inflation in the clincher sentence to being harmful to the economy, which was my original claim. So all of this connects in a big kind of spot. I want to just go back and make sure that I've answered the questions that I thought my reader would have. Did I answer the question, how are we going to pay for things that cost 98 cents? I think I did. We won't. We're going to round up. All right, how will getting rid of pennies hurt the economy? I tried to explain that it's because it'll cause inflation. Okay, and then did I describe what inflation was and how it hurts consumers? Yes, I said inflation was price increases and it hurts consumers because they have to pay more even though they don't make more. So I think I've answered all of my questions and I've tightly tied how this claim fits in my overall claim for my argument. Here's a more complete list of some of the sentence starters that you might try in the explanation part where you're doing the rewrite, reason, and refocus. You can stop this video on any screen that you think would be helpful. Go ahead and finish your body paragraph focusing on the explanation.